I took a small break to eat nuts. Okay. So BFB1131 had a bunch of questions for me. He asked me, if you met a genie, what would your 3 wishes be? Well, let's be honest. The first one's got to be about money, right? I mean, it would be something to the effect of, like, every time I open my wallet, there'd just be like $200, $300 in 20s there. So, you know, I mean, I'd always be able to pay for lunch. I'd always be able to take large hordes of people for coffee, which I love to do. I'd always be able to give to the poor. You know, whatever I wanted, man. Second wish, be something like, you know, any instrument that I picked up, I would just instantly know how to play. I love music, so, you know, at church, you know, oh, the drummer's sick. Oh, well, do you play drums? Yes, I do, you know. Just go sit down and play the drums, which, by the way, I'd really love to learn how to do. I know, I want to be a drummer. Last wish, probably has something to do with getting a book published or something like that. Most memorable dream I've ever had, he wants to know. Well, I had this dream that was progressive, because I had it a couple times. Took place in like an old, beautiful church, and each time I had it, I got further into the dream. There were people with me, I know that much. And we like went down into the basement, and there was like a wizard's study there. It was really cool. And then like every time I had this dream, I'd go like further back into this different room, and I know there were people with me because I could hear them, but I hardly ever saw them. At one point I saw one of them. He was a boy, dark curly hair. I don't know, he was just there. He didn't really do anything or say anything. Never figured out if there was any significance or anything like that. So anyway, alright, next question. What else did he ask? If I could inhabit one of my characters, which one would I choose and why? He says, as long as the answer isn't too long to explain. Right. One of my characters. Wow. I would never be able to pick just one. But if you're going to force me to, Robin fucking Vespetta. I'm sorry, his middle name's Trent. Okay, this guy is all kinds of interesting. I mean, he's young, he's a genius, he's got mental issues that really just make him interesting. He loves one person his entire existence of the story. Deep, you know, emotional, dramatic guys. And I'll tell you something that's really kind of funny. I actually did inhabit Robin Vespetta for a while. You're going to go, what? I actually, for the purpose of helping my story along, bought notepads and wrote his diary. Yeah. It's like 200 or 300 pages. Will not go in those books. It's just to help timelines, to help me understand the character a little better. I've been told now by my husband that maybe after all of the books have been published that it might be one of those things that maybe someday I'll publish it because it'll be like a separate... And I did that with the main character too. I actually started writing her journal. And it's really helped to breed the story. I mean, it's really helped to... you know, I look at his journal and her journal, and I'll connect things, and I'll say, oh, when he was doing this, she was doing that. And, okay, anyway. I am really weird. Alright, so we'll just move on from that question. Robin Vespetta, for sure. Another one would probably be Matthew Seller, who's also known as Druid, and that's all kinds of weird, so we're not even going to get into that. Like crowds or more comfortable alone? Both at the same time? Oh, that's really weird. I really like people. I really like to entertain. I'm not terribly... I'm kind of socially inept. I tend to, like, when I have people over, I really like to take care of them. I like to feed them. I like to, you know, play movies for them. You know, maybe we'll play a game or two, go for a walk, whatever. But, socially, I'm always kind of in the background. And I kind of like to be alone because it gives me a chance to get done what I really want to get done. Life in 6 words. is the last question that he asked me. 6 words. God, mystery, romance, sex, tumultuous, and dichotomy. Figure that one out. Ink Desires. If you had twins tomorrow, one boy and the other a girl, what would you name them? This is funny to me. This question is interesting because growing up, I used to have these dreams that I was going to have twin boys. And apparently, I didn't know that at the time I have a good chance of having twins because apparently it skips a generation. And on my grandparents' side, on both sides, they have twins. My mom didn't have twins, so I'm next in line. Answer the question. William Donovan and Clarity Pierce. Since I'm thinking of having 2 boys, it will probably be William Donovan and Isaac Elliott. Now, I'm going to crush all of your dreams with everything I just said. I don't want children. Vixen Electric. Empty room. How do you decorate? If this room had a window, I'd start... if this room had no window, I'd start by painting the walls black. And I'd take shards of mirror and arrange them along the upper part of the walls like wallpaper, you know, gluing them just perfectly. Then I'd find the most elaborate solar system glow stickers that I could and put them about the room. Maybe I'd add some of those cheap plastic ones, you know. And I'd put a small bed, black blankets, maybe some silver star pillows and dresser and paint it silver and put bits of mirror on it as well. Then I'd turn off all the lights, I'd lay on the bed, and I'd just sit there. Kate Lay H might be laughing right now because she knows that this is what Claudio DeBolia's room looks like in shower. Rug Bug, what do you most hope people take away from your writing? Whatever they want. I know that might sound like a cop-out answer, but seriously, there's a lot there. I've had 3 different people read the same book and tell me, oh, I saw this, and I saw this, and I saw this, and I saw this. And I'm like, okay, cool, you know, that's awesome that you saw all those things, because I was hoping that somebody would. And then, you know, I had other people read the book, and they saw some of the things that I wanted them to see. Not that I didn't want them to see the other, you know, the other person, not that I didn't want them to see the things that they saw, but I tend to put a lot of, there's a lot of guessing games going on. There's a lot of psychology, I guess, going on. There's a lot of connections going on. There's a lot of Easter eggs. There's a lot of hidden things. Some of my books even contain code words. You know, stuff like that. So, you know, on the one hand, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, if somebody ever told me, oh, you know, I wrote this story, I say, no, you don't. There's a code word. I know what the code word is. I can tell you where it is. Anyway. NV Photography. What do you do for work? Nothing. What would you rather be doing? Anything. No. Selling books, acting, directing, making movies, you know, etc., etc., etc. How do I live out my life as a Christian on a day-to-day basis? How does anyone? One of those people who believes that Jesus is really more concerned with me personally and my care and love for the world. So, when I say that, I'm not trying to be like, oh, he only cares about me. I'm saying he cares more about my attitude and my love for everyone else more than I care about everybody else's attitude. And, you know, I don't know, I just try to love people. I just try to care for people. I try to be there whenever somebody's, you know, whenever somebody seems like they're not in a great spot. This last question is, what is your calling in life? My life's calling has probably something to do with entertainment and writing and acting, and also just to be there, be the, you know, backbone for a few people just because they need it. Jeremy Shearer is asking about this issue that he keeps having with his friend. He asks what I think that he should do. I still stand by speak to her. I think that if you really got down to what was going on, you'd really, you know, I think it'd be a weight off of your shoulders either which way. The Eyes of a Painter. Do you think Plato was smoking weed when he wrote about Atlantis? Yes. Grammar Boy. If you could do anything you wanted, what would make a perfect day for you? A day that was perfect, I think, would really be a day where I felt God's presence with me, and I knew that I was who He made me to be, and that somehow I was helping others and making those around me feel wanted and special. Ranty777 asks, if I were president, what would be the first thing I would want to accomplish? Where if I were president, the first thing that I'd ask would be something to the effect of, who the heck's idea was this? But I really have no idea. Honestly, I think for the current state right now, I think that I would probably start doing something to help out Japan. I don't know if anybody knows about what's going on with their dead over there, but it's horrific, and they really need help with that. I'm going to stop. I'm